Hello friends, sorry for the video got interrupted in between. So we'll start from where we have left. We were discussing about how do we define the range for the symbol A. So I'll start it once again. So the task is we have to go for encoding a symbol CAEE. So earlier what we have is the probability range for A, B, C, D, E, F and the terminator symbol well defined, which is 0.2, 0.1, 0.2, 0.05, 0.3, 0.05 and 0.1. So A initially start with 0.2. So range will be 0 to 0.2. For B 0.2 to 0.3 and likewise. So this we have discussed it already. Then we have discussed out how to start with this. So initially for the entire meta symbol we have the probability defined from 0 to 1, or the scale is defined from 0 to 1, that is 0 to 100%. So in that we have kept all these symbols depending upon its range. So A starts with 0 to 0.2, B from 0.2 to 0.3 and then likewise. Now we have to figure out, what will be the coding level for fractional coding level for the individual symbols inside the entire meta symbol. So we have started with CAEE, so we will start with C. So C here is having the range from 0.3 to 0.5. So C being the first symbol to encode with, so there won't be much changes. So it will start from the low value 0.3 to the higher value of 0.5. Now we have to go fractional, like we have to go deeper and deeper into it. So now range is defined for us from 0.3 to 0.5. So whatever the following characters will be there for or whatever the following symbols will be there, we have to start going into the narrow or going into the defined way where the entire coding will go ahead with the range defined like this, where we'll be going for defining the fractional range here. So A we will start defining the next. Now A we will consider here. Now earlier A's range was 0 and a low range was 0 and high range was 0.2, but now for A, as it is followed by C, so new range for C which is defined as 0.3 to 0.5. so we will start from the range of C from here onwards. So the scale here is 3 to 0.5. now A being the first character of the probability, its low value is equal to 0. So A will also start here from 0.3 only. Now we will go ahead with some small calculation here. So as A's lower range was defined as 0.3 here, and we have to now define what will be the higher range or upper range for A. Now for defining upper range for A, we need to go for certain calculation based on its probability value. Now here you can see the algorithm defined for arithmetic coding here, that once you define the low value here, the high value range is also defined here, which is equal to low plus range. Now range we have already know, for A it is 0.2 into the high range. Now we have to go for what is the range defined already here, that for C it is 0.5 to 0.3. so range defined is 0.2. for A also the original range is 0.2 only. So once we multiply them, so its range now will become 0.04 for high. But what is its low value? Its low value is 0.3. so now the high range for A will be 0.34, and that is what we have shown in this diagram. Here A starts with 0.3 and its upper range started with 0.34. Now we need to go ahead digging deeper for the next symbol, that is nothing but E. Now E, while going ahead for E, we have to see what is the range for value E. Now the lower range for value E is 0.55 defined here. So the lower range for E, as we have seen, is now here. Lower range for the symbol E need to be defined. So for that, let us dig out the probability for E. It is 0.3. Now as per the algorithm that we have here, so lower value here, new low value, is equal to the earlier low value plus the range into the range low for that particular symbol. Now here the range for reference for E. Now E will be referring the scale of A here. Now for range of A here we have is 0.34 to 0.3. So as seen here, so A is having the range of 0.04. Now what is the low range for E here as per the our earlier table? So low range for E is 0.55 here. So let us find out the new low value for fractional E here. So as per our requirement, let us go for finding the range here. So 0.3 was the earlier base value for A. In that we will add the range for A, which is 0.04, into we will have to go for the lower range for symbol E, which is 0.55. So here we have for symbol E, the lower range, new lower range is 0.322. So as we can see here in this diagram, so E here will start with the lower range of 0.322. Now let us find its higher range. As per the formula, we have to multiply here the range, basic range here, so which is 0.3 plus 0. Now higher the range was 0.04 into the higher value for E. Now higher value was, as the probability was 30%, lower value is 0.55. so 30% plus 0.55 is 0.85. so the higher range was 0.85. so if I multiply, then I'll get the value as 0.344 as its high range. And here you can see, here we have the value defined for E is 0.344. Now similarly we will try to find out the next symbol, that is nothing but the symbol E once again, because we were having two E symbols. So for next E symbol out here, we will have to take the reference of the earlier E symbol. So for earlier E symbol, the low value is 0.322 and high value is 0.334. so range here is come up to 0.012. So likewise, same, if we continue as I said earlier, we will take this range as an reference, and then in 0.322 we will add the range here, that is 0.55 into 0.012. so let us do it. So basic range was 0.322. in that we add 0.012, which was the range for the earlier E, and as far as that symbol is concerned, its range was 0.55. so 0.3286 is the value that we have as a lower value. So here you can see the value is 0.3286. For higher value we can go ahead as per similar calculation. We have 0. Excuse me, 0.322 was the base. In that we will add 0.012, sorry, 012 as in range, and higher scale was 0.85. So we have 0.3322 as in value for the higher range, and here you can have that value 0.333 and 22. And similarly we can find out for the dollar symbol as well here, and this way we can get this particular table which will give you the new range for which is fractional range for the lows and high values for the entire symbols present in the meta symbols. And this is how the arithmetic coding works. And now the next will be the lossless image compression, but we'll see this later on. Excuse me for that call. So I guess it is enough for today's session, and in next video session we'll go ahead with the lossless image compression. In that we will go for the differential coding and the lossless JPEG, which is the special type of JPEG, because we all know JPEG basically is an used for the lossy compression only, but this is a special JPEG which is used for lossless, and then we can go ahead with the lossy compression. So thank you so much. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.